Here's why. Medicaid charges off care in Oregon across the board at $7,663 a month. So if you're paying less than that, it actually pays you to use the penalty. You get to keep the difference. So if your care costs are $4,500 a month, the difference is, I didn't write it down, $3,000 and something is the difference that you're actually making by using the penalty, okay? So we will actually sometimes, it's a strategy where we'll actually use gifts in order that we know that we're going to pay for the care for that 12 months, and then you're going to go on Medicaid. Here's a little hidden secret about that, is if you make the gift to a relative, and relative's trustworthy, and the relative says, yes, if I need to pay for your care out of that gift, I will do that. If during that 12-month period, any of that $91,000 is used by the person you gave it to pay for the care, it's actually going to shorten up your penalty period. You won't even be in the penalty box for 12 months. So if you paid every month the full amount of the $4,500, I have a formula that tells me how much that penalty is going to be shortened. So there's a lot of benefits by actually using the penalty aggressively, appropriately, legally, in order to make the gift and save the money. Now here's the thing. If you gift somebody $91,956 and your care costs are $4,500, in that 12 months, they're going to keep $54,000. You've just made $54,000 by doing the gift. And so a lot of times what we'll have is we'll have the elderly, and they actually want the money to go to this child or family or whatever, and they'll go, yeah, we'll do that, right? We know they'll take care of us. We know that they'll pay for the care. You know, it's a form of estate planning. We want them to keep that $54,000 after they've paid for our care. Here's the other thing. If they live longer, there's a lot of things that Medicare doesn't pay for, and there's a lot of things that Medicaid doesn't pay for. And so here's a fund, right, that can be tapped to take care of mom and dad to pay for those things that Medicare is not paying for, as well as Medicaid. You know, we've had some clients that, you know, the minute that they start dealing with Medicaid, it gets a little more complex sometimes than what they're actually prepared to do, but they don't tell you anything. They just tell you whether you're qualified or not. That's really what they're there to tell you. Sometimes they'll tell you, well, go spend down to this amount and then come back and see us and we'll put you on Medicaid. But the way that they do the spend down is not the same way that I do it, right? They're not looking for you to save any of it. They're not going to educate you on how to turn any of those assets into income or any of the gifting or any of the things that you can possibly do. For those people that want to do the horizon planning for 5 years and over, there's actually trust that you can transfer that into, and that's removed that asset from your estate, both for estate taxes as well as for Medicaid purposes. So if Bill Gates took his entire fortune right now and he put it into one of these trusts for that reason, and he needed 2 ADLs for care, right, no matter what his income was, his resources, right, he was down to 0 because he put all of his assets in there, he could qualify for Medicaid, hypothetically.